You know, it is just an amazing thing to be standing here with y'all drinking our root beer. My story is that I actually moved from the north side of San Antonio to the east side of San Antonio. I don't know how familiar you are with the socioeconomics and the different stuff in San Antonio, but we're very segregated. I moved from the richest zip code to the poorest zip code about 10 years ago, and it's sort of been this transformative journey for me and my family sort of ever since. We do run a nonprofit, but we also pastor a church. We've been pastoring a dinner church at a local pizza parlor for 8 years now, which is sort of on the most notorious sort of corner. Every corner sort of says they're the worst corner in the city. Our corner is the worst corner. No, but where would you put a church? You know, on the best corner in the best of the cities, or in the worst corner in the worst of the cities? To me, it sort of makes the most sense to go where the darkness is, as we sort of bring the light. But you know, in coming in and sort of being in an area that had been sort of over-evangelized, and what I mean by that is sort of the consistent block parties and the consistent sort of do-gooders sort of rolling in and feeling really good about themselves and then sort of rolling out. We sort of said, okay, we need to sort of speak more with our actions than our words. And so we've gone through many iterations of what it looks like to love our people and our place well, knowing that we were sort of coming in ignorant, knowing that we were probably coming in also arrogant. And so how did we over time, sort of with a posture of humility, sort of learn and grow together as a community? And so we do have a place that we activated called The Rec. It's gone through the sort of traditional after school, out of school time things to now we host events there, weddings, baby showers, all kinds of different stuff for the people, but also the Slow Boogie's food truck, as well as one other, is sort of now going to become a hub, and the idea of creating a hospitable space in a hostile place. And so we do that with our property. We also look to come alongside and do that in other properties in our neighborhood. So the pizza parlor is one, there's a barbecue spot that's another. All of it for me and for us typically revolves around the youth. Slow Boogie's was created in particular to create job opportunities for the at-risk youth that are in our community. We always say, hey, make good choices. But if they don't have a choice to make, well, then that's pretty difficult because the choice has already been made based on the zip code and different obstacles and things that they face. And so Slow Boogie's is our first iteration of trying to create job opportunities. With the food truck program, they can go from an employee, where we're just sort of giving them a job, to an operator, where they're sort of booking out and sort of running the truck, to hopefully ownership. And that's one of our things near and dear to heart, so that when all is said and done, the good hood sort of disappears, and then all of a sudden you have this flourishing pizza parlor and this amazing barbecue joint and kids that have sort of gone off to college and reinvested in the community, and sort of no one will really know of us, and so that our fingerprints might be there, ultimately God's fingerprints, but not like our flag sort of stuck in the ground where we sort of get the glory and try to take the credit. And so, yeah, it's been just a great journey to walk sort of as a pastor in a non-traditional sense, looking for different ways to activate a place that has sort of long since been sort of forgotten, under-resourced, and sort of overcome with the burdens of, addiction and racism and all those different things that our community faces. But, to see God work is a true joy, and then just to be able to come share the story that He's done in our lives is a real honor. So I appreciate Sarah and Shannon and everyone for loving us and investing in us, because we went, like she said, through the fellowship where we're talking about hot dogs to start, then we got the funnel cakes, and anyway, God knows what He's doing. So, yeah, I got too many ideas. Too many ideas, but I think that I would just leave you with this, in our journey, be patient with the process. Be very, very patient with the process. Allow it time, and just allow God to sort of mold and shape it into what it wants to be. And I think that would be one, to be patient, and to two, it's going to be harder than you think it is going to be. And then when you're oh, I know it's going to be hard. No, but then it's really going to be hard. And it's sort of like marriage. Oh, I know marriage is going to be hard. But then you're oh, no, marriage is really hard. And so, but I would say all of it to say that it's worth it. It is all worth it in the end. Marriage and those relationships are worth it. The discipleship of the youth and the development and the bringing the idea of what is good in the kingdom to our community, even though it comes at a cost, that cost is worth it. That's why we're all here, right? We're willing to do the work. Our understanding it comes at a cost, but then when we're it's time to pay the bill, it's I don't know, but battle for your corner, right? Don't try to take over your city. Don't try to necessarily take over your community, but start with your corner, because if you can conquer your corner, you can go from there. Amen? Amen. Yeah.